time a woman was killed over water. This is Berta Cáceres, and she lives in Honduras, specifically in a native nation called the Lenca, and they've lived by this river, the Gualcarque, for generations. Now, Berta is an environmental activist, and she cares about the land and the rivers for obvious reasons. But one day, there's a problem. This company called DESA shows up, and they want to build a hydroelectric dam on the river. Now, don't get me wrong, dams like this can be great for the environment. However, to the Lenca, this river is really important. It is a sacred landmark, like if you turn the Washington Monument into a wind turbine, but it's also a source of food and water for the people in the area. And if you build a dam, the water can be diverted or even dry up, not always, so they organize. They hold protests, marches, and roadblocks. The Honduran government also wants the dam built, so they're sending police and military to the demonstrations. And at this point, Berta and her team have been protesting for a year straight. Not exaggerating, they refused to leave this area for the entire year. And in 2013, at this protest, a community leader named Tomas Garcia was shot and killed. Now, because of this, one giant contractor on this project quits. It is getting way too heavy. However, the main company, DESA, run by this guy, Roberto Castillo, keeps pushing. And they also get a massive capital injection for a total of $17 million. So they are rich and angry. And now Berta is in trouble. At this point, she's getting threats against her life. Company employees, paid enforcers, and even the military are literally terrorizing her. Allegedly, the Honduran government has a list of people to assassinate, and she is on the list. But Berta is not backing down. She talks to families, she's taking down names, dates, and the threats that she's getting. Until March 3rd, 2016. One night, a group of men enter Berta's home. She screams out, asking who they are. A struggle ensues, and Berta is shot and killed. However, a friend and activist who is in the house and also wounded survives and calls for help. And he goes public, and suddenly the country and the whole world knows something is up. So investigators start to dig into the whole ordeal. They start pulling phone messages, call logs, and money trails, and a pattern starts to form around employees at DESA. And now finally, the banks that were supporting DESA pull out. And without that money, the dam project stalls, and the river still flows. In 2018, 7 men are convicted for the murder of Berta Cáceres. And then, in 2021, the former president of DESA, Roberto Castillo, is found guilty of coordinating the assassination, and was later sentenced to 22 years in prison. Good.